Today is another blank canvas video day. We're going to be doing a roast beef. It's also trash day, so you might hear the garbage truck go by. So let's get into this. So I got a beautiful eye around here that I picked up at Sam's Club a couple of weeks ago, had in the freezer. I saw it the other day. I said, this is going to be perfect. So what we want to do is we want to trim some of the fat off of it. We're going to leave some of it, throw it on the smoker. What did I tell you we're going to be using the smoker today? Get ready. It's out front warming up now as we speak. This cut was like $13 or something like that at Sam's Club. I have a rule for experimenting, which today is going to be an experiment. If it's over $20, I'm not gonna attempt it. So I like to tie it up beforehand. Rub is Holy Cow seasoning. It's from the Meat Church. I'll put a link to where you can find it below. I know you can get it at Academy. You can get it online every place, but it's really, really good. It's my go-to beef. Very peppery taste to it. Get the ends, roll it, roll it, roll it. One very important tool that I use for smoking and barbecuing and all that is a temperature thermometer, an internal temperature probe. So you want to make sure you're about halfway in. And we're going to set it for an internal temperature of 115 degrees. Yes, I said 115 degrees. The carryover heat should bring it up to about 130 for us. So let's see if this works. Set up for about 10-15 minutes or so, then we'll take it to the goodness. Set the temperature for 110, 115. Okay, our beef is doing its magic part on the smoker right now. So we got a little bit of time in between, so I kind of figured out this recipe yesterday for a nice cool drink. It's non-alcoholic. It does have caffeine in it and sugar, so let's give this a try. Let's take it into the kitchen and see how it comes out. So here are our ingredients. We have 4 half-liter bottles of water, or 16-ounce bottles of water to make 2 quarts. Next, we have 3/4 of a cup of sugar. We have our fruit, which is rinsed raspberries and lemons. We have a box of Tetley tea. Follow the instructions on the box. The recipe that I saw to make this said to use 10 tea bags. I put 10 of these in there the other day. Oh my word, was it strong. For 2 quarts, it says to use 2 tea bags. So let's get into this. It's very simple. So we just add the water. We're going to want to bring this up to a boil. Okay, we got our water boiling away. So first thing we want to do is we want to make our simple syrup. Let's add the 3/4 of a cup of sugar. For some reason you want to use a wooden spoon to mix this up. You want it to melt. Once the water turns clear, you know the sugar is melted. So now we got it back to a rolling boil again. The water's clear. Let's add our fruit slowly, which is 1 cup of raspberries and 1 lemon cut up into chunks. The recipe that I read said you could use frozen. So what I like to do, if it was frozen, add the raspberries, let it get back to a boil, then shut it off. So as soon as we do this, we're shutting it off. All right, as soon as it comes back to a boil, I'm going to shut it off. I'll shut off the fire. We're going to add 2 tea bags. That's what the recipe calls for. Add 2 tea bags into the iced tea. The Tetley iced tea bags. We let them steep for about 2 minutes or so. Let them release their goodness. Well, here we go. We're at 116. Set this up to carry over temperature of 130. We had the smoker set on fairly low temperature at about 220, 230. Here's our beef. And here's our beef. Let's wrap it up. We're at 118 already. Okay, here's our tea. It is delicious. My only advice would be make it the night before. Brew it after dinner. Pour it into your jug about 8 o'clock, an hour, hour and a half after you brew it. Let that cool. Chuck it in the refrigerator, and you got a beautiful tea. So just checking up on our delicious beef right here. We're at 124 and climbing. So shortly we'll be making sandwiches. Alright, so our temperature's at 133 right now. I got my brioche roll. So let's butter it and start it grilling. You could use a hamburger roll, you could use anything, but let's just step it up a little bit. All right, we're at 135. Here's the star of our show. Shall we cut it open and take a look? Sounds good to me. Perfect. I think we need to try a little piece of it. Delicious. See that smoke ring in there? It is absolutely perfect. We slice some. Don't hate me because I have a slicer. Should be enough. You know the old joke, with a little help you can bring it back to life. So this is rare roast beef, the way I like it. My brioche roll looks really, really good. Alright, everything's ready to roll. For me, I like tasting my barbecue right here. So this is kind of like my version of a roast beef sandwich from a roast beef sandwich shop in Rhode Island that I really, really love. So I'm going to put some Heinz 57 steak sauce on there, give it a little bit of a little twang. Let's build our sandwich, and this is just a basic roast beef sandwich. You know, you can do it on a grinder roll, you could do it on a sub roll, hamburger roll. I just chose to put it on a brioche bun. So, good, good, good. So, let's slice it. Let's not forget the pickle and the chips. Let's take a bite. The roast beef is still warm. It's tender. It's thin sliced, but not too thin. It is delicious. Well, I hope you please like and subscribe to the video. This came out so good. The roast beef is still warm. It's tender. It's like butter. It's really, really good, and it's unlimited things you can do. You can do sandwiches, you can do grinders, you could do wraps, whatever. So, cheers. This is the color of the 56 Chevy I'm gonna get. So, anyway, I hope you liked it. I know I love this sandwich. This is fantastic. You could do it in the oven, you could do it on your smoker, you could do it on the grill. The whole trick is just get the internal temperature to about 115, 120. Let it carry over, slice it thin, and you're good to go.